Good morning to everyone and welcome to another update on the market. For today, I decided to cover British pound versus US dollar. I will speak about the gold market, crude oil, and Bitcoin versus US dollar. I will start with the British pound versus US dollar first. So this is a daily time frame on the British pound versus US dollar, and we spoke about this bottoming here. So market actually traded 3 days in a row to the upside, and then on Friday, we have a very positive data on non-farm employment change. So there were very good numbers, much better than expected, and market reacted very aggressively and created a down day. And today we can see that there is a follow-through day, but I placed the Fibonacci retracement of this low, this high, and then I found that we have a 61.8 Fibonacci retracement this morning on the test at the 1.2 for, I will say, 400 mark. This is also a round number, and we can also see here that we have reaction swings here. So this is also like a mini cluster as well. So 1.2 400 is a very important support for today, and if this can hold, if we don't have any bigger follow through and trading through this to the downside, there is still potential for the higher prices this week on the British pound versus US dollar, and maybe even to retest of the high at the 1.2 541. The secondary scenario, since the first scenario will be this to react upside and eventually to have the continuation week, the secondary scenario will be if the market can trade and hold below the 1.2 400 and close below, then this will give potential for the retest of the low or the area 1.2 350 or 1.2 310. So pay attention on this in the price section around this critical cluster at this point. The mid-long-term trends are still upside, but there is a potential that we can have a second down leg on this one. So speaking of the gold market, we can see that also market reacted with a reversal, a down day. So it closed on the low, and this is again after the announcement of the non-farm employment change. And today market is actually having some follow through, but still the mid-long-term trends are upside, and this will be the key cluster and key task for the gold. In case of any further bigger downside move, gold will need to first take 1930 and hold below, because if it's not the case, there is a still chance for the higher prices and the upside mid-long-term trends to continue and eventually to find the buyers and react higher and bring till end of this week higher prices, maybe even to retest 1983 or even go towards the 2000. So here 1935 is the level to pay attention. If the market cannot trade below, let's say 930 and hold below, then there is a still chance for the higher prices. If the market can hold and drop below, then there is a chance for the 1910 or even the area around 1890 mark to be on the test. Speaking of the crude oil, this is something that we spoke about, that market basically reacted of the pin bar territory and had this reversal bar. And we also pointed that market will probably go to retest the highs, which is what exactly crude oil did. So it's reached this upside objective around the 74.40 mark. But now we already have a 2 days up. This is a third day. This is a market actually gapped up a bit. It tried to close the gap. So here, this is a key important area to watch. If market cannot trade higher and hold above, there is a reaction potentially downside towards 70.28. If the market can, hold above and maybe create some correction, then it can still go higher towards 77 or even 79. And speaking of the Bitcoin, this is still the consolidation. Market is really trading around this key cluster. It had initially the breakout of this range, but then it didn't have a follow through. and then it tried to react higher, but we can see today market is still trying to trade lower. So if the market can take and trade below 26,000, like a 450 area, and hold below, then it can open the door for the price to retest 25,860. In case of the reaction back, and this low here, the Friday's low, if the Friday's low can hold, there is of course chance for the higher prices and the retest of 27,440 and 28,400. That will be all for this update. I hope that you did enjoy. Trade safe as always, and speak to you from tomorrow morning.